Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
Legendary Mr. Skin.
Mr. Skin. Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast, from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, sponsored by I'mLive.com, the world's leading webcam community. I'mLive has more than 80,000 hosts and 66 million members on their site, and there's plenty of action happening 24/7. Whether you're a new cam show enthusiast or a seasoned pro, you're bound to love I'mLive.com. Isn't that right, Mr. Skin?
Yes, what an honor to have I'm Live. By the way, they're bigger than big. They make MrSkin.com look like A-cups. I'm Live is big time, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I've never compared the size of anything to breast before, but I love it. I might have to steal that for you in the real world. I
They're
love that.
Alexandra Daddario. I'm Kate Hudson. They are big. It's an honor. It's an honor.
Yes. Equally fantastic in their own right. You know, Kate's got those nip-tastic nips, and Alexandra has the side swingers. So,
Yes.
you know,
Swingers.
something for everyone to love and nibble on.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. So how have you been? I haven't talked to you in a little while. I've been all over the country chasing my 11-year-old son's baseball career. But
That's so
what have you
cool.
been up to?
You know, the same old, you know, having fun, hanging with my friends, training people, you know, just in my regular groove. Everything's been pretty routine for me, but everything's been really fun, and I've missed you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we're back, and I'm glad we're going to be talking a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
because I have been watching a lot of TV lately, and I'm super stoked to talk to you about it.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff. One thing I wanted to tell you. Do you know what? August 10th of this week, do you know what that day is?
August 10th. No, I mean, yesterday was
It's a historic day in the world of nudity. MrSkin.com turns 18, will be legal. Yes.
Oh my God, Mr. Skin is legal.
I know, isn't that crazy?
I love it. That's insane.
Yeah, our 18th skinversary. Yeah, we're barely legal, but we're legal. Yeah, on August 10th, right. Yeah, because I launched the website on August 10th of 1999 at 4:45 p.m. And it's kind of cool because I literally remember I got the phone call. I had I was working out of a studio apartment in Chicago, and I got a phone call from I had two tech guys helping me at a suburban office, and they called me and said, hey, it just went live at 4:45 p.m., the website. And literally within the first 5 minutes that the website was live, we got our first subscription for $4.95 from a guy in Cincinnati. So,
oh my God.
I know, isn't that cool?
That's
That was
so beautiful.
almost 18 years ago in a couple days.
That's so sweet. So MrSkin.com is a Leo, right? It was.
I'd be lying to you, but no, yeah.
No, that's so cool. I'm so proud of you. It's like you have taken this just great idea and this passion and totally turned it into, you know, Kate Hudson titties. You go, Mr. Skin.
It's crazy because I know when I started this,
dream.
When I started this, even before I launched the website, like my whole my whole goal was to make a little side money to supplement what I was making working at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange as a clerk. And I had no idea that, you know, we'd have 35, you know, skin employees here and a bunch of other people
and a
working.
Podcast.
Yeah. Oh, geez, the podcast. Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And it's cool to reflect on it because when I think back of what I had and what I thought this would be on August 10th of 1999 and then what it is today, that's like way bigger than I ever imagined. It's pretty cool.
Well, you are a magnificent manifester. Sprinkle some of that dust on everyone. You got it going on.
Yeah, it is cool, but it is. And when you think about it too, like our website's was here before Facebook, before YouTube.
That's right. Yes.
When I launched this, it wasn't, people didn't go to the internet to get their news. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
it was an uphill battle in a way, but effortlessly at the same time. Like there wasn't the exposure that we have nowadays where you can just share something or tag someone on something, or, it was like there was kind of no online community really, except for like AOL dial-up messenger,
Right. And people actually still read newspapers and magazines back then too,
Yes.
Yeah. And it is cool. I remember like even Celebrity Sleuth and Celebrity Skin magazines were still around. Like I would anxiously await my monthly subscription from those magazines so I could check out, what they were commenting on with the latest celebrity nudity news. So it was a different time, and like I said, who'd have thunk that we'd be here today? But it's pretty cool. I don't know. I sometimes I've had a few times in the 18 years where like it'd be like August 12th, and I'd be like, "Holy shit! I just forgot that it was our anniversary." But I can't forget our 18th because that's a big one.
No, yeah, and then we'll celebrate a big 21.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to come into Chicago for the big 20th anniversary because those are fun. We throw some mega parties in August. We did a 10-year and a 15-year, and it's been a great. Wait till our 69th. You won't believe it.
Oh, baby, yes! I cannot wait for that wild party. It's going to be very Westworld-like, right?
Yeah. That depends. No pun intended. So,
motherfucker.
Yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to let you know, and I know I do have a ton of television stuff to get to, so we should get started. Excited.
Let's do it.
The last couple of podcasts we've focused on, I know, the best nude scenes so far this year, our big bikini promotion, which, by the way, the bikini promotion was actually, I've been doing a lot of radio interviews. Like today I was on the Bernie and Sid show in New York. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm Sid Rosenberg. I've been going on his show forever when he was in Miami, but now he's in New York. And I was on Tutcher and Rich, which is a big show in Boston, and people are digging our bikini list. Lots of comments on the page at MrSkin.com that has the list, but for someone that's every list I've ever done has involved nudity, and this is the first one where it was non-nude, people are really digging it. And I have to tell you, probably the main thing about the great bikini scenes is these bikini scenes are so good, they're better than most actresses' nude scenes anyway. Especially,
right?
Yeah, the other thing I realized when I've been going through this list of the best 50 bikini scenes of all time for radio interviews and having people comment on it is, what blew me away is, I didn't think about this before we did the list, but so many of the great bikini scenes of all time are in slow motion. And the reason is the director, I think the jiggle factor is what gets, the directors of these movies are like, holy shit, look at that girl in a bikini. I want to, how can I make this scene last as long as I can? Like, example like Brooklyn Decker and Just Go With It. That's number 8 on our list is slow motion. Gal Gadot from Fast 5, the Vin Diesel movie from 2011. That's slow motion, not to mention Phoebe Cates and Fast Times, all in our top 10. So not only was I realizing, or we here at Mr. Skin, when we put this list together, that these are special scenes, but obviously the directors of these scenes were like, holy shit, let's milk these scenes for all we can, no pun intended. So great feedback from people from our top 50 bikini scenes of all time. So we did the podcast on that. So I have a ton of television stuff to catch up with you. And you said you've been watching some TV. I'm excited that you're going to know some of this stuff.
Yeah, let's roll with it, baby. Let's do it.
Okay, so let me start with a very pleasant surprise because the boob tube, as you know, the boob tube has been very boobiful, and I have...
the cup is running over.
Oh, my God. So anyway, the boob tube's been amazing, and let me start with this huge surprise. It came across my desk last week. We knew this television show was coming, and we heard that Jessica Biel was going to be naked in it, but I'm just love the scene. And there's a show called The Sinner, and I think was it a Comic-Con, or it aired somewhere And the first episode aired at a film fest. It might have been Tribeca. I can't remember. But of course, my Skin Scouts were like, guys, you're going to love the first episode of The Sinner. Now, it's a series on the USA Network. It airs Wednesday nights, and the first one aired last week. And Jessica Biel, who, by the way, has one of the best bodies in Hollywood. And
like hands down.
Yeah. Anyway, she plays this young mother named Cora, and she has this unexplained violent outburst, and it's pretty bad. She in fact, in the first episode, she randomly murders a guy. So we're trying to figure out what's this all about. Well,
okay,
she's in the police station, or in the like a holding cell, and she's showering, and her hands are all bloody, and she is just standing there, and that butt is exposed to the camera, and it is so amazing. And it's funny, she made our top 10 list for Summer Catch for best bikini scenes ever. So if you want to see Jessica Biel with the bikini bottom off, please check out Wednesday's episode of The Sinner. Really great. It's one of my favorite nude scenes of the year. Even though it's just her butt, it's one of the best butts in television.
Yeah, just her butt is, it's better than almost any other butt you can imagine.
And tan lines, Andrea.
The tan lines, yes!
I know.
It's so fantastic. I mean, her body is incredible. She's like a thoroughbred. I'm like, how are you so perfectly built? Like, it's the ideal female body. Like, she's got a nice thick thighs, but not too overwhelming, and like the perfect ass on top to match. It's just
and there was another scene like my guys pointed out to me, because I was all going nuts about the nude scene, but there was a scene with her husband in the show is Christopher Abbott, and they're kind of messing around, and she's in her little panties and a long shirt, and he is just in his underwear, and he grabs her hand and puts it on his package, which
nice.
I don't know, is pretty like risque for USA Network, both the butt scene and this. So we're looking forward to The Sinner. Next episode will air this Wednesday, and I will keep you posted. But a great nude first episode. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, episode 1, we're already getting a dick grab and an ass shot with a tan line and a side butt. I'm like, okay, I might have to watch this show.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited. So
very cool.
Anyway, do you remember the old 1990s movie Get Shorty, the old Elmer Leonard? Yeah, it's based on the Elmer Leonard novel. It had Travolta, Hackman, Rene Russo. Well, they had this Epix channel is doing a TV series version of Get Shorty, and it's Epix channel is a weird. I was like, how do I describe it? It's just like it's like a small time station, like kind of like Stars, but a little smaller. And they had last year they had a couple shows with nudity. Graves with Nick Nolte. Berlin Station had some nudity, and I'm pulling for this station because they got this Get Shorty, and they released the first 3 episodes of this new series last weekend, and it's based, of course, on the Elmer Leonard novel and all that. And this Haley Jocelyn has a small role. She's a patient in the doctor's office. Now, we were talking fake or real on those big cans. What's your opinion?
Those are real.
Yeah, I know. We were going back and forth.
Those are fucking perfect.
Yeah. She has a small role, but huge boobs, and you got to see it. Yeah.
That is like the perfect set of boobs. Yeah, they are. That's what they want fake boobs to look like.
I know. We're like,
oh God,
we're still master debating here, but her name is Haley Jocelyn. So in one episode, she's in a doc's office. Great rack. We love them. Showed them. But then this Megan Stevenson, she plays April Quinn. And she's on a couch, and a very good. Now those are real, and a very good.
Those are real.
Oh my God, are they spectacular? And the guy goes down on her too. So in the first, it was of the first 3 episodes, we got 2 really good nude scenes from this Get Shorties, and I think that what happened was Epix put these 3 online, the 3 episodes, so it won't be for the people that wanted to wait. Episode 1 airs this Sunday night, the 13th of August, on the Epix network. But we here at MrSkin.com could not wait, Andrea. We had to download the first 3 episodes and find these great nude scenes for you guys.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering, do you have any more intel on this Haley chick with the perfect boobs?
No, she's kind of a nude comer, and not bit parts here and there. But boy,
yeah.
What a rack.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's
what a rack. And the little beauty mark on her boob. I'm just like, I like that. Ever since I saw Penelope Cruz topless in, what was that movie? Vanilla Sky.
Yeah.
I've always, it turned me on to freckles, moles, beauty marks, whatever you want to call them, on the boob.
Yeah, I know we've done some playlists, some holy molies and stuff. And,
yes.
I remember
playlist,
Kate
baby.
Moss, Close Sevigny, our beauty mark boobers that we're big fans of. But yeah, the girl you're talking about, though, is Megan Stevenson, is the blonde with the
that's
the moles.
Megan Stevenson?
Yeah.
Okay, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Cool.
So this Get Shorty, check it out. We have the stuff at Mr. Skin, or you could watch it on Epix starting this Sunday. And looking good. So 2 of the 3 of their episodes are good. So that was something. And then how about this? Who'd have thunk that I'd have to come to you with the last 2 weeks of the Real Housewives of New York City. These babes got crazy, and I want to get into, don't look at the first thing because I want to analyze that with you in a second, but I want to get into last Wednesday, on Bravo, the Real Housewives of New York City. So they've been doing this, like, they were in Mexico and they do a tequila tasting tour. All the babes, all of them. Sonia Morgan,
and let me just
Luann.
tell you though, before we even go, like, there's a reason I personally have not had tequila in like 10 years.
Okay.
Because just to set the stage, like, it makes anyone who drinks it a total wild whore. In a good way. I just, I'm married and I can't be drinking tequila.
Right.
So now that we know what tequila does to women, continue.
Yeah. Hey, CP, could you send a bottle of tequila over to Andrea's house for everything? Yeah. Anyway, so I'm talking the whole lineup of the babes from the Real Housewives of New York. You got Sonia Morgan, Bethany Franken, Ramona Singer, Carol Raswell. Yeah. They're all there, right?
All of them.
Now, Andrea, as Bravo reality TV stars that we are, we know all about their goofy rules with nudity. And I got to tell you, I would say now this is the 9th season, 18th episode of this series. Very successful series on Bravo. This is the most skin in the history of the show from last Wednesday. They all started, I know it was Bethany Frankel said that she had the what was her quote? Best boobs ever. You could read her lips there in that GIF we're showing. So she pulls her top down and says, "I have the best boobs ever." Now, of course, they pixelate them, but then she turns around, gets completely naked, and jumps in the water, and they show her butt. They don't pixelate the butt, but the nips, but you could see the boobs bounce. It is very sexy. Like, we were saying, this should be an R-rated scene, but it's on Bravo,
Yeah.
And
and
I'm sorry. And then that Sonia Morgan is the girl who's getting the blonde who gets completely naked, shows her butt, then gets out of the water and dives in the water. And it's pretty incredible nudity on this show. I mean, really blew our minds how much these pretty famous women who are not, in their 20s anymore, how naked they got and how hot it was. I loved it.
And how hot they are. I watch shamelessly Real Housewives, all of them, every franchise, every city, everything.
Oh, okay,
this is the most nudity that there's ever been in any Real Housewives. And this has been going for, well over a decade, these shows and these franchises. And the fact that the New York girls are pretty much, the most sophisticated chic, and for them to go crazy apeshit bananas like this, Bethany Frankel, who, she's done some nudity way, way, way in the past of her career, but she has made it very clear she's not doing that anymore. She's a mom. Like, that's not happening. Let's not talk about this. For her to be just completely naked, squeezing and shaking her own boobs, declaring they're the best boobs ever. And I must agree, they're pretty damn awesome. And then to show her tiny little petite body. I mean, she's a teeny little thing. She's got it going on. And then Sonia Morgan, I mean, she is just, I'm a big Sonia Morgan fan.
Well, you mentioned,
so I'm very happy.
Yeah, because Bethany Frankel, before she was famous, she was in this kind of like a B movie called Hollywood Hills in 1994, and about 34 minutes in, she's sunbathing topless. And, so if you want to compare, so her last nude scene was in 1994. So 23 years later, she's getting naked on Real Housewives. And I
looks just as good. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, which of these housewives would you say is the hottest housewife? Would you say?
Of this group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I think if I were going to have like a relationship with one, I'd have a relationship with Carol Radswell.
Oh, okay.
She has great boobs. We talked about them. I don't know.
Remember she was in that painting a couple weeks ago when we showed it? Yeah, but it was in a painting. It was in a painting. Bouncing around real boobages, yeah.
But if I were going to have like a one-night stand, I would fuck the shit out of Sonia Morgan.
Oh, okay.
She's a freaky deaky girl.
No, hey, I love hearing your commentary. You know these girls.
Yeah, I would totally have maybe a menage with Sonia or a one.
Would you do a 3-girl menage or a guy and 2 girls? Okay, a 3-girl menage. Is 3 girls called a menage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Any sort of menage a trois is just sleeping with 3 people.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who it is or what gender it is. It's just like, you're just doing it. It'd be a little harder if there was no, dick going on, but that's what strap-ons are for.
Yep.
So
that's very, very good. Yeah. Hey, who am I to doubt? But yeah, this aired last Wednesday. And it was crazy. And like I said, to me, nothing hotter than rich, hot babes getting super drunk and stripping their clothes off at a party.
Yes.
Yeah, really amazing. I'm blown away. The Bethany Frankel one, I was like, holy geez. And her last nude scene was in 1994. So great stuff. Oh, and I wanted to share something that I want.
We got to talk about this.
Yeah, it's really cool because what happened is on the so that was the 18th episode of this season 9, but in the 17th episode that aired on July 26th, so Bethany Frankel is, what do you call that thing she's like? Is that like a lingerie? What would you call that?
Yeah, it's a little nighty set. It's a little tiny camisole and little tiny sleep shorts.
Okay.
It's just a little tiny sleep set.
Okay. Now, you being a woman, it's because we've done careful analysis of this scene, and let me set the stage. So we zipped through this, and I want to say my guys missed this. I'll be honest. We did not see this at first because it's very quick. We got an email from a woman who said, rewatch episode 17 from July 26 when Bethany Frankel's wearing a little white robe and then that little lingerie. Take a look down around the vag area. And now, is it safe to say, obviously she's not wearing a bra under that. You wouldn't wear underwear under that little thing, right? That little...
You could, but Bethany doesn't strike me as the type to wear underwear at all, ever. I'll tell you, when I saw this show in real time, I immediately saw that as well.
Okay, well, there you go.
And I knew, I was like, here's where my mind was, though, because, I know Bravo, Bravo. I was like, oh, it can't be her whole cooch hanging out because Bravo wouldn't allow that. So I must have been, just wishfully thinking or wishfully viewing and hoping I saw the cookie.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been talking to my guys and we've analyzed this like the Zapruder film, and we're very confident to say that you could see her like little patch of pubich and a little vagina there, and it's pretty cool. So we have it on the website. I wanted to share it with you, but believe me, if you were just watching this, you probably missed it. The Zanuder film, as far as we're concerned. But yeah, it's unbelievable that the people at Bravo didn't pixelate this. It's pretty wild.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Like, how could I'm sure so many viewers noticed this, and just how did the editing squad not notice this? I feel like they almost left it in intentionally, because I don't know, but whatever, we'll take it.
Yeah, so this will get an Anatomy Award. We're working on what we're going to call that, but
I mean, that's a major lip slip.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's the fun of doing what we do here at Mr. Skin when we find that stuff. Fun. So wanted to share with you, but Andrew, I have so much more nudity to get to, so let's hit it. Let's continue on. There is a weird, crazy news show that's going to be hard for me to even explain. You got to see it to believe it, but it's called Comrade Detective. And it's a new show from Amazon. And the best way to describe it would be that it's a satire of the communist propaganda films and television shows from the 80s, which were badly dubbed here in the United States. And they want you to, the way they promote it is they want you to believe that it's a show where it's just been discovered from the 80s, and then it just got digitally remastered and dubbed into English for the very first time. And
interesting,
which isn't the case. It was filmed recently, and they purposely used foreign actors and actresses, but then they have like Channing Tatum does one of the voices, Jenny Slate does a voice, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and they're acting like they discovered this old show and they did voiceovers, and you got to watch it because it's amazing. But in fact, it was filmed recently. Okay, I hope I explained it well. So anyway,
you painted a very clear picture to me.
Okay,
I got it.
Okay,
yeah.
But it is funny because if you know those old terrible propaganda movies from the 80s, they nailed it in this. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. So anyway, what's beautiful about it is they found the girls no one you've ever heard of, like Bianca Pintia, Magda Dimitrescu, whoever they went and got these, like, I don't know if they're Romanian, but somewhere in Europe, they got these girls to do this. And then they just acted out the scenes. But wow, is there some really good nudity? Check out the full frontage from that Bianca Pintia in that scene. Very nice. The movie, we went through the whole season, found a number of nude scenes, but we especially loved this full frontal scene from Bianca Pintia. But there's others, but this one really grabbed our attention.
Yeah, beautiful. She's just beautiful body, beautiful
looks like she's
face,
banging Borat
everything.
there. Borat.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Huh?
Yeah, so it's a weird, funny satire thing. Check it out. But anyway, it's called Comrade Detective Season 1. We've been through it, and pretty cool new show from Amazon. So check that out.
Very cool.
Yes. Andrew, before we get going, and I have a lot of nudity to get to, why don't we talk a little bit about our sponsor, please?
Fabulous idea. So I know we love campsites here, but I'mLive.com has been around for 14 years. That's a long time for a camping site. The hosts just don't stream live from their bedrooms either. They broadcast from the beach, the park, the mall, and way more on their phones. There are awesome themed naughty parties, amateur video contests for you to vote in, and of course, regular porn star shows. So head over to I'mLive.com now to join for free.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like I said, I'mLive is just probably the biggest cam company out there, and I'm proud to have them as a sponsor. And definitely go check it out. I'mLive.com, and they've been around just almost as long as MrSkin.com. So go check them out. Great website.
Awesome. So cool.
Yeah. So Andrea, do you remember the show 6 Feet Under from HBO in the early 2000s?
Absolutely. I used to love that show and would watch it religiously. Yeah, okay. Loved it.
So you remember the mom on the show was Frances Conroy. She was the mother of all those Dexter and all those other guys.
Yeah, right?
So anyway, so she was really prudish, uptight on 6 Feet Under. Well, there's this new show on Spike. And last Thursday, it's called The Mist. And last Thursday, they're in their first season, but it's their seventh episode last Thursday. And lo and behold, 64-year-old Frances Conroy makes her nude debut as she emerges from a room. Yeah, she's in a church and she's completely naked. It's a shot from the back. Now, we've analyzed this and we were like, we were worried, like, could it potentially be a body double because you don't see her face when you see her butt? But, pun intended, we looked at what we know is her back and then the body doubles back, and we're pretty confident that that's, believe it or not, 64-year-old Frances Conroy, the mom from 6 Feet Under, nude in The Mist, Season 1, Episode 7 on Spike. Pretty crazy stuff. I didn't see that one coming. That was usually your nude debut, you'd maybe do it in your 20s or 30s. It doesn't really usually happen at 64 years old.
I mean, I am just loving this. I'm like, go ahead, girl. Like 64 years old and you are doing a nude walk, like with your, and she looks damn good. I hope I look that good at 64.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got it going on. I'm very happy about this.
Her butt's hanging firm. I mean, we were thinking like, cause you could see like we were looking at her shoulder blades and her back where we knew it was her. And then her shoulder blades at back of the body of the potential body double, and it's too similar. And then we were thinking, like, how many 64-year-old body doubles are there out there? So we're pretty sure that's her. Pretty daring nude scene for a 64-year-old actress. Pretty cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm blown away.
Yeah. So anyway, that aired, and then another one. Now this is non-nude, but it interests me a lot. I wanted to talk about it. It's called The Guest Book, and it's a TBS show. It's in its first season. It's a new comedy. It's from the guys that did My Name is Earl. Greg Garcia, I think, is his show. And each episode features new guests staying at a cottage in a small town. And in the first episode, Lauren Lapkus, who you would know, she played Peter Holmes' wife in Crashing. She's a comedian herself, and she plays a wine-obsessed housewife staying at a cottage with her husband. Now, we only see her in her underwear in this, and she's like a quirky, good-looking girl. Like, she's not like a traditional beauty by any means, but I'm a fan of hers, and I was very impressed when she made her new debut on Crashing. And she's only in sexy lingerie here, but I thought it was really hot. And Guest Book, who knows? We might start to get some nudity. A couple other girls, when the guy that plays her husband in this visits a strip club, we get to see a bunch of girls lounging around in their underwear. But just something to keep your eye on. It's called The Guest Book on TBS Thursday nights, and I'm just a fan of hers, Lauren Lapkus, and hopefully we'll see some more of hers. But pretty cool new
Fingers
show
crossed.
that we're checking out. Yeah,
awesome.
More TV stuff, because I had so much to catch up on. The Sci-Fi Network, Blood Drive had some nudity. They're in their first season, episode 8. It airs Wednesday nights, and last Wednesday, this Christina Ochoa surprised us with a pretty hot but brief butt shot when she climbs out of the bathtub. She was kind of seducing this Alan Ritchson, who's her partner in it, and she walks over him. We get some side boobs, some butt, and I won't get into the details, but he rejects her come on. But it's the first nude scene she's had for Blood Drive, but she did do a nude debut on that show, Animal Kingdom. She plays Ren on that show. So we're starting to notice her. She's had a nice year or two here at MrSkin.com. She's a Spanish actress. She's super hot, as you could see.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
And
I mean, the back butt dimples,
yes,
they might be the best in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we always appreciate the thumbprints on the back, but I think that's like all-star little lower back butt dimples.
Yeah, and we don't see the tramp stamp as much anymore, and it was kind of hot. So anyway, she's hot. Her name is Christina Ochoa. She's a Spanish actress, now showing up nude on Blood Drive. She was nude on Animal Kingdom. So she's had a nice 2017 as a nude comer at MrSkin.com.
Fantastic.
Now, I thought you'd get a kick out of Will, which is a new TNT show. They're in their first season. I think they're about 8 episodes in. I haven't talked about it yet this season, but it's a drama about the lost years of a young William Shakespeare after his arrival in London in 1589, when the theater was like rock and roll, and a guy like him was like, he's like a rock star because he was a playwright and all that. And so TNT released I guess they released the whole season, maybe. I'm not 100% positive, but we got it online, and I think we had episodes 6 and 8 we were looking through, and lo and behold, Olivia de Jong has sex with William Shakespeare, and we get some nudity, some butt action, but even Will, a show about William Shakespeare on TNT, has nudity that we have to keep track of. Andrea, what are you going to do?
That's ridiculously amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy because, I just did the Hollywood Reporter interviewed me today about something because we're, coming up on our birthday, 18 years. And, I keep saying, like, I'm not complaining about our job, but there's so much nudity to keep track of. And I think there's 100, what was the last I had for my guys was 113 shows across 36 networks that are active live shows, not canceled shows, not shows from the past, but are active, ongoing shows that have nudity. And it's like every week, my poor content department has going through all this stuff. So anyway, the show's called Will. It airs Mondays, about William Shakespeare, and even that has nudity. in episode 6 and episode 8 of the first season.
Super cool.
Yeah. I thought you'd get a kick out of this. I got couple of 3 or 4 last cool television things to talk about, but I've told you before, I'm a big Chelsea Handler fan.
Yes,
I know she can annoy
yes.
the crap out of people. I'm just talking strictly about her rack and her. I'm a big fan of her rack. Well, anyway,
right.
Season 2, I think it was the 3rd episode of that Chelsea Netflix show. She didn't even show her boobs, but to me, this is like I think the hottest thing she's done, and she's done a lot of nudity, which I've loved.
Yeah.
We have a GIF of this that you have to check out. It's her running in a bikini in slow motion on the beach. And look at those boomers just shaking. It's pretty awesome.
You know, it's like anyone who ever doubted she had fake boobs, and I'm included in that group. It's denounced. Those are real. Fake titties don't bounce like that.
Yeah, they're almost hitting her in the face. She's in a black bikini. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they go all the way up to her clavicle and then back down, like by the rib cage. Like that is a real swinging titty, and it makes sense why she does so much teeny weeny outfits, nudity. Because when you have an amazing rack like that, and why wouldn't you show it to the world? You know what I mean? Like that's why.
Yeah, so you guys got to check this out. So come to Mr. Skin.
Amazing.
Come to MrSkinPodcast.com, and we have a GIF of this, and it is fantastic. And now that I look at this should have been my top 50 bikini scenes of all time. Unfortunately, it happened after the list was at the site. And for fans that don't like Chelsea Handler, you'll be happy to know there's no sound in this GIF. So it's just her boobs bouncing up and down. So,
yeah, that's it. Just sexy titties bouncing. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. So Andrea, a couple more things I wanted to bring up. And we got some Skinnergy in the last couple of things. But let me start with I'm Dying Up Here, which is a Showtime show on Sunday night, which is in their first season. They're 8 episodes in, about the L.A. comedy club scene in the late 1970s and early 80s. And it's I think doing pretty well, but there's been a breakout star as far as we're concerned on that show.
Okay.
One of the greatest names is Ginger Gonzaga, and prior to this, she's been showing only her incredible butt, which will be in contention for best butt of the year many times, because she has roommates she's living with, and this Clark Duke, this kind of goofy, heavy guy, is living with her. Well, in this 8th episode, without trying to give too much away, we finally see her gazangas. She's been showing her butt, but finally she is riding this dude, Clark Duke, and not to ruin too much, but there's a baby not their baby, but there's a baby around that keeps interrupting them. But anyway, she's been doing some great nude scenes. Probably, I'd say 4 of the 8 episodes, she's shown something, but always butt. And I think they were both high when they were doing this, if I remember correctly. But anyway.
In the show or in real life? Because sometimes actors do like to medicate a little bit before. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's a pretty incredible scene. But this Ginger Gonzaga, we've become big fans of. And she, like I said, has been doing these really sexy butt shots. But this was the first complete nude, show her boobs bouncing, everything. So it's really good. It's called I'm Dying Up Here, season 1, episode 8 on Showtime.
She killed it. And as an actress, that is fearless, because not only when you're writing a dude, but when he's like touching your boobs and stuff, as an actress, it's very uncomfortable, and she goes for it. So I think you're really opening a lot of people's eyes to her. So,
yeah. Well, her name
really,
truly, she's got the greatest name.
So sexy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and he's so hot too. So yeah, Clark Duke is.
I'm sure he's a lovely person.
Picture him as like when Jonah Hill was starting out. That's kind of what he looks like, sort of, kind of. So anyway, so I want to talk about, and there were a couple things that happened last night I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Power is the show that airs Sunday night on the Stars network. They're in their 4th season, 7th episode, and I gotta say, talk about fantastic breasts. How about Naturi Naughton last night on Power? Oh my God.
Now, how is that name familiar? Is it from that show?
You know her from Notorious B.I.G. She played Little Kim in the movie about 7 or 8 years ago. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
It's called Notorious. It was about Notorious B.I.G., of course.
Right.
She played Little Kim, and she got naked. And that was the first time I noticed her, and I was like, wow, does this girl have an incredible rack? Well, fast forward about 8 years, and on Power last night, she was with Brandon Victor Dixon, who plays Terry, and they're having a relationship on the show, and they have a sex scene. Hell. How hot is this? I was telling my guys, this has to be in my top 10 nude scenes of the year because she is just smoking, and those are real, and it's a very passionate, hot sex scene from Power last night.
This is this is so sensual, so sexy. Her boobs are, I feel like I've said this 10 times in the show. Perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, she's small. She's like a 5. If I had to guess, she's around 5'1" or 2. She's little.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have not guessed that. Well, yeah, if you're playing Lil' Kim in a movie, you have to be tiny.
You can't be big. You can't be big, Kim, when you're playing Lil' Kim.
What a service to Lil' Kim, though. Oh. I mean, for real, though. These boobs are fucking amazing. I mean, they're I'm blown. I'm speechless. Speechless. Yep. You got to see it to believe it. MrSkinPodcast.com for the links. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Little Kim, big cups. That's what we have here. Yeah.
I love it.
It's awesome. So anyway, that was last night. And last but not least, to wrap up, I haven't gotten the TV in a while, but I had so much great stuff to talk about. I have a new show for you. And it was at the second episode last night, just blew me away what happened. So you find out why this happened at the end of the episode. I won't give it away, but let me set the scene. It's called Room 104, Season 1, Episode 2 on HBO Sunday night. So it's a new anthology series by the Duplass brothers. They did Togetherness on HBO, and each episode is set in a single room of an average American hotel. So that's what we're going to see each episode. So every time they're telling a different story, they have different guests pass through, and then you know what I'm saying.
Awesome.
So there's going to be different characters.
The premise.
Yeah. But this was so amazing. So all I could tell you will find out the answer to why this happened. But this is what happens in the episode 2. And it's funny because it's Clark Duke, our friend from I'm Dying Up Here. He's doing this episode. So he's a pizza delivery.
Dude, he's getting around.
Well,
I love it.
Listen, he's a pizza delivery guy. Shows up at the hotel where James Van Der Beek and the actress name is Davy Blue. Don't ask me why, but her name is Davy Blue. James Van Der Beek, remember him? James Van Der Beek from what was his show?
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah,
It's so funny. That's my era. I never watched that show once, but he was just so hot in pop culture. I know who he is. But
it's weird to see him now because he's like an older man. Like he's not old, but he's not grown up. He's not a early 20s James Van Der Beek anymore.
Yeah, there's no baby face anymore. No. He's a real man now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
He's a big boy now.
All right, so this Clark Duke, our friend from I'm Dying Up Here, is a nerdy pizza delivery guy with glasses. He's got his little lapel that is a pizza slice on his lapel, and he's wearing his red jacket, and all he's doing is going to a hotel and delivering a pizza to James Van Der Beek and his girlfriend. And,
I'm just dying.
And somehow, some way, when he walks in, he accidentally sees her naked in the mirror, but she's doing it on purpose to screw with him, and he sees it. So then Van Der Beek gets a little pissed, and he starts threatening him and asking, and then accusing this guy of having had sex with her and all this other stuff. Next thing you know, James Van Der Beek grabs Clark Duke, who's terrified, ties him up with phone cord, and he's laying in the bed next to him while James Van Der Beek and Davy Blue have crazy wild sex, and they make him watch. How weird is that?
I mean, I can already answer the plot line for this, but I mean, I won't blow it for everyone. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's like totally ridiculous. I mean, over the top. But what a great Davy's got some amazing boobs,
isn't that great? She's hot. Yeah, but it blew my mind when I read before I watched it, I read like what happened. I was like, wait a second, this is crazy. That they would like tie up a pizza delivery guy, make him watch them have sex. I mean, it's like,
dude, people are kinky motherfuckers. Like, I don't identify with this. I can't relate to this, but I know people that do sick shit like this, and they get their kicks from fucking with people. Yeah. It's like, oh my god,
it's wild. It's wild. But anyway, the show's called Room 104. This is the second episode. I'm looking forward to more episodes of this, and I have to tell you, Andrew, as we wrap up, this kind of a TV catch-up TV day on the Mr. Skin podcast. This was an all-natural, awesome boob day. You know what I'm saying? Didn't we have an incredible amount of natural racks on today's show?
Which is extremely rare. This is one for the books.
Yeah.
So, I know August 10th is an important day in history, but now today is also an important day in history. Or is today August? I don't even know what day it is.
Yeah.
I don't keep a calendar.
Yeah, no, it was all natural. I mean, from Bethany Frankel to Naturi Naughton to Chelsea Handler to, Davy
Bethany
Blue.
Frankel has not, those are questionable, actually.
Well, they were flopping a little, but yeah.
She's admitted she's had some work done on them, but she claims it was a lift.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Okay.
So the jury's out on that one now that you mention it.
Well, speaking of big boobs, that Clark Duke had some big boobs, too, I noticed in the sex scene.
Add him to the list of big natural swingers.
Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, it was an awesome day to catch up on television nudity, and we'll have a ton more to talk about next week. But I felt bad I had to catch up on all this great TV nudity this week.
Hey, this was an excellent episode, excellent podcast. We learned that slow-mo bikini can actually be better than nudity sometimes, right?
Yes.
And 64 years old is apparently not too late to make your nude debut. Just look at the 6 Foot Under mom. I mean, in the mist. That was badass. But most importantly, happy 18th birthday to MrSkin.com.
Yeah, well, thanks, Andrea. And,
of course.
Listen, I have the greatest job in the world, and the fact that the website is now legal is pretty cool.
I love it. All right, everyone have a great week, and we'll see you again next time.
You got it, Andrea. Take care.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin Podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin Podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.